Once upon a time, not in a faraway land of make-believe, but in the bustling, beautiful reality of everyday life, lived two souls known as Puku and Pyuki. They weren't siblings by blood, but by spirit, their lives intertwined in a dance of contrasting rhythms, each learning from the other, and from the grand teacher named life itself. Puku was a whirlwind of enthusiasm. He had a spark in his eyes that could ignite 100 ideas in a minute, and a boundless energy that made him leap into action before most had even finished contemplating. Puku believed in the power of just doing it. If there was a new path to explore, Puku was the first to charge down it, full of excitement. If there was a new skill to learn, he'd pick up the tools and start hammering away, often without looking at the instructions. Pyuki, on the other hand, was a gentle hum. She was the observer, the contemplator, the one who saw the patterns in the chaos. Pyuki liked to understand why things worked, how they fit together, and what the potential pitfalls might be. While Puku was busy building a rickety birdhouse in an hour, Pyuki would spend that same hour studying different bird species, researching wood types, and sketching out a design that would withstand the harshest winds. Their differences often led to hilarious, and sometimes frustrating, situations. The Garden of Dreams. They both decided to plant a garden. Puku, with his usual zest, dug up a patch of earth, tossed in seeds in a burst of optimistic spontaneity, watered them generously, sometimes too generously, and then waited with an expectant grin. "See, Pyuki, no need for all that fuss," he'd declare. Pyuki, meanwhile, meticulously prepared her plot. She tested the soil, added compost, spaced her seeds according to their needs, built a small fence to keep out pests, and watered with precision. Morning and evening, she'd spend quiet moments observing the sunlight, noting which plants needed more shade. Weeks passed. Puku's garden initially looked promising. A few sprouts shot up quickly. But soon, weeds choked many of his plants. Some withered from lack of proper nutrients, and others drowned from overwatering. His harvest was sparse, a few tiny, struggling vegetables. Puku, for the first time, felt a pang of disappointment. Pyuki's garden, however, flourished. Her vegetables were vibrant, her herbs fragrant, and her plot a symphony of life. She had a bounty that lasted all season and enough to share. Life's lesson for Puku: enthusiasm needs foundation. Action without intention often leads to wasted effort. Pyuki, through her silent success, showed Puku the profound wisdom in patience and preparation. The new venture. Later, Puku discovered a new skill he was passionate about: woodworking. He loved the smell of sawdust and the feel of raw timber. True to form, he bought some basic tools, found a hefty log, and declared he would carve a magnificent statue. He started with gusto, chiseling away, following his instincts, determined to bring his vision to life immediately. Pyuki also took an interest in craftsmanship, but in a different art: pottery. She didn't rush to the wheel. Instead, she spent weeks learning about different types of clay, understanding glazes, practicing basic forms, and learning from experienced potters in the village. She made many imperfect pots in her learning phase, but each one taught her something new. Puku's statue, despite his fervor, started to look, well, abstract. Limbs were disproportionate, features became a jumbled mess. And eventually, frustrated, he hit a knot in the wood and split his grand creation in two. He sat amidst the splintered pieces, defeated. Pyuki, after her careful learning, began creating beautiful, functional bowls and elegant vases. Each piece, fired and glazed, held a story of thoughtful effort and gentle persistence. Life's lesson for Puku: passion needs skill, and skill needs deliberate practice and humility to learn from others. Pyuki's journey showed Puku that mastery isn't about speed, but about dedication to the process and respecting the craft. The blending of wisdom. Puku didn't give up. He was resilient, but these repeated experiences began to chip away at his "just do it" philosophy. Not to destroy it, but to refine it. He started watching Pyuki more closely. He saw the quiet joy Pyuki took in her preparation, the satisfaction in her deliberate practice, and the unwavering quality of her results. One evening, Puku found Pyuki carefully polishing a newly fired vase. "Pyuki," he said, his voice softer than usual, "how do you always know Quote, Puki smiled, her eyes reflecting the warm glow of the setting sun. I don't always know, Puku, but I try to learn. I listen to those who have done it before. I observe what works and what doesn't. And I give things time to reveal their true nature. She paused. Your energy, Puku, your eagerness. It's a powerful force. Imagine what you could achieve if you channeled that force with a little planning, a little patience, and a little learning from others. Quote, Puku took her words to heart. The next time he had an idea, to build a new, stronger bridge over the stream, he didn't just grab an axe. He went to the village elder, who had built many bridges, and asked for advice. He spent days studying the flow of the water, the strength of different timbers, and the best techniques for laying a solid foundation. He still worked with his characteristic energy, but now it was directed, informed, and sustained. And Puki, seeing Puku's growth, learned from him too. She saw how Puku's initial daring pushed boundaries, how his ability to just start often uncovered possibilities she might have overlooked in her cautious planning. Sometimes, a leap of faith, even if imperfect, was necessary to move forward. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The final lesson. In time, Puku and Puki became legends in their own right, not for their individual successes, but for their combined wisdom. Puku learned that true strength wasn't just in beginning, but in building well. Puki learned that sometimes, the perfect plan could delay a necessary beginning. Life, the ultimate teacher, had shown them that success wasn't about being one or the other, but about integrating the best of both. It taught Puku that pausing to think wasn't a sign of weakness, but of intelligence. It taught Puki that taking a measured risk wasn't recklessness, but courage. Their story reminds us that life teaches us through our own experiences, our triumphs and our failures. It teaches us through observing others, their wisdom and their missteps. And ultimately, it teaches us the profound value of balance, the spark of action paired with the grace of preparation, the thrill of the new balanced with the wisdom of the old, and the eagerness to begin with the patience to endure. We are all Puku and Puki, constantly learning, evolving, and weaving a richer tapestry of life together.